which is the Maggots, Packets, and Chapel section. The glove section is over to the top. Pretty sure how much you know thinking about after turn 14, second corner. The drivers jumping the queue, if there is one, will be looked at. I don't suppose it will be an issue, but please keep that in mind. If you are caught impeding a driver slightly, you may get a warning. If it's in any significant way or form, you will be given an 8-minute hold penalty, which will immediately most likely remove your chance to do your qualifying. So keep that in mind. Again, in-game voice chat should be kept clear during qualifying as to not distract any other drivers. And trying to set a fast lap time by going into the pit lane and therefore cutting the final corners out is not allowed. We will be monitoring this during qualifying, and any driver caught doing so will get the time removed and will get a drive-through penalty in the race. For the race itself, it will be 1 hour long. Remember that the first sector can be quite tricky on cold tires, so be careful, be calm, and just stay safe. We will be very strict on lap 1 incidents. You can win the race there, but you can sure as heck lose it, so keep that in mind. Remember that the cars are limited to 40% fuel, so according to your calculations, this should result in 2 pit stops. If there is a caution called and there is a safety car coming in, please keep a safe distance and maintain a reasonable speed. No accelerating or braking repeatedly. On the restart, we ask that everyone queues up and make sure that they get a safe restart going. Any drivers leaving a big gap to try to jump the restart will be looked at and will be investigated. In general, please slow down for yellow flags. We know it's a habit for people in iRacing to not slow down for them and to try and gain as much as they can by gambling, but please slow down. Any incident resulting from not respecting a yellow flag will be harshly punished. Likewise, any driver rejoining the track in an unsafe manner will also be punished. On this track, the pit lane entry is relatively safe. Make sure to call when you're pitting though, and make sure to stick on the right side immediately after turn 15, which is though to show your intent. And again, same as in qualifying, on the final lap, it is not allowed to go into the pit lane to abuse cutting the final corner short. We will be monitoring this and be awarding drive-throughs for this. As we cannot award you drive-through on the last lap, you will be gaining a 45-second time penalty, so add it to your final finishing time. So don't do it. So that were my notes. If there's any questions, please feel free to use the request to speak or to throw something in the Xmas GT3 series channel. I see 2 questions coming up. Let's see if Joe Pinder wants to step up. Good evening, Joe.
Can you hear me, guys? Yeah, hello. Yeah, just have a quick question. I know myself and a couple of others are running in VR, and we're having trouble noticing the race director's messages when they come through in the purple text at the top. Is there any possibility that you can give an audible version of these when they come up, please?
Yeah, we'll do. We'll make sure of that.
Thank you. Thank you, gents. Cheers.
Yep, thanks for letting us know. All right, I believe we have JJ Parkinson as well. See, he has been invited, so JJ, if you can click it and hop on, then... Okay, while we wait for JJ, I see that Luca has a question. After restart, yeah, the leader can decide as soon as the safety car goes in. So if this leader wants to leave a gap and wait for the safety car to go in to start the race at that time, that's all fair and fun and games. In general, overtaking should be done after start finish. So keep that in mind. Besides that, yeah, the leader is in charge of the restart as soon as the safety car comes into the pit lane. Yeah, still see JJ seems to have removed this. Okay. Well, those are my notes. I don't see any further questions. Last chance for anyone who has one. Let's see, Brett. Let's see. The formation lap is decided according to iRacing. I don't think we have many choices of changing that for now. So hopefully it works properly. I would assume so. Okay, I did not look at those gaps. We do want to request everyone to, do a proper restart and not leave giant gaps at the start of the race as well. Yeah, that's a good question from Brad. I believed it was going to be an hour. I do see now it's set to 1 hour 5 minutes. I'm not sure if I can change that. Fortunately, since it's going, we launch is. I hope it's an hour, since that's the way it should have been set up. If it's not, then take care. 2 extra laps, I'm assuming. My apologies for that one. I'll make sure that that's fixed for next week if that's an actual issue that's going on. Okay, well, I believe that's it. If there's any other questions, feel free to throw them in the GT3 series chat. I'll keep an eye on them until the start of the race. And yeah, 4 minutes to go in practice. Let's get out qualifying and let's have a good race, guys.
Hello and welcome to the Anti-Stall Racing Christmas GT3 series powered by Major's Garage here for round number 2 of the series at Silverstone, the home of British motorsport as it's widely known for its Formula 1 rounds throughout the years. What a long circuit, 2 minutes long in lap time, or just under 2 minutes long in lap time. 3.19 miles long circuit. Got changed. The start line actually moved from one county to another, so that's how big it is. An old airfield, as we all know, with most racetracks in the UK. Currently in practice now, just finishing up. 3 minutes to go in practice before qualifying. Here today, we have about 17 cars, so just under 20 cars here for round number 2. A nice newcomer, I think, here that we're at now in the Audi. Interesting mix of cars. This is Luca. I saw his just look at it again. His I rating was it's fast. I mean, like, it's 7,600. Ooh, wow. That to be fair, actually, the Alessandro from race 1, that round 1, is 6,117. So we could have a fight for the lead. Didn't have much of a fight for the lead last time out, I must admit. We had more of a fight for the midfield positions and lower down. It was still quite good. It was quite a good battle, I must admit, for third as well, but not so much the top end of the field for round race 1. There he is. Germany. German private. Livery looks fantastic. In the R8, which is interesting. A few Porsches here today, and a few Ferraris. And again, Joe Pinder in the Ford GT, Lamborghini of JJ Parkinson on BMW, I think. But more Ferraris this time. Alessandro, I've noticed, has changed to a Lamborghini because, of course, you can change each round. Drive any car you want each round. You can swap the change whenever you want. And Alessandro has done that. Round 1, he was in a Porsche, went on to win, and today in a Lamborghini.
Well, hello, Wes, and
Hello.
hello, everyone. I joined to the commentator room a little bit late because I haven't got the information that I should be here earlier, but here I am. Wes, how are you?
I'm good, you haven't missed anything. You just missed the driver's briefing. We're just about to finish practice and go into qualifying, so not missed anything really. Still a few drivers are actually still joining too, so not late at all. Don't worry.
Yep, great to hear. So, as I'm seeing, Francesco Biacioto is in first place, and I'm seeing a lot of Porsches in this competition. How did practice go?
Practice has been interesting. Not as interesting, I say, as last week, but I'm looking at the times have fallen. They were all in the 2 minutes now. They are slowly in the 1:58, so qualifying will probably be a 1:57. But yeah, mostly Porsches again, just like last on Wednesday actually it was. But the winner from last round has changed from a Porsche to a Lamborghini, so that is probably the biggest story I'd say going into this one.
Yep, and there's another thing that I'm noticing. I'm seeing a lot of familiar names in this competition, like Joe Taberner, Elias Schromer, and other drivers that today should have been racing in the ASR Road Course series that was running obviously on the Sundays. Today we're running the Christmas series. So yeah, always good to see this.
Good to see drivers coming across to the GTs. Obviously, 2 more rounds after this on Wednesday and Sunday alike. I believe Wednesday the 29th, so the last race of the year, and then first race of the year on 2nd January at Interlagos. Qualifying then. It's just started. 20-minute open session. Always interesting to see when it's open. Of course, driver's briefing that you would have heard part of at the beginning, having lots of instructions for the drivers on what not to do and leaving space and where they're allowed to slow down and try not to impede drivers. So hopefully this will be a clean qualifying compared to the likes we sometimes see Formula 1 and stuff. I don't think anyone will be trying to catch a draft era. This is a long straights, yes, but a 2-minute circuit, so you don't really want to be, I would say, behind people because there's quite a lot of corners here. How many is there? There's what, 18 turns. So you don't want to be behind anyone in the Maggots Beckett section. That would be too distracting and just would ruin your rhythm if you have a car right in front of you through there.
Yep. Yeah, but what's different from F1 is the fact that with the GT3s we have no dirty air, so being behind someone in his slipstream might be a bigger advantage than being alone on the track. So it's going to be very interesting to see how will the drivers approach this qualifying, and maybe we will see some drivers partnering up, setting fast times. So we will see. It's going to be very interesting.
We do actually have teammates, if I'm not wrong. I do believe Francesco and Spano, I believe they are teammates in the Fusion Hispanic, if I'm not wrong. Let me double check. They are. So maybe those two, both in the Porsches, they could try and do some 20 minutes. They could do some team drafting, swap around, try again, you know.
Yeah, every time when I'm commentating the GT3s and obviously these cars that are more reliable than the Formula 1 cars, I'm thinking about bump drafting and other things. Like, we're always seeing bump drafting in NASCAR, but it was a thing that I have seen in other league racing, in other league races with the GT3s. So there are a lot of interesting things that you can do on this game, especially with these cars and the fact that it's a game, and you know, you can try some mad things and see what happens.
Yeah, you can try quite a good things. Some weird reason my race timing isn't. Oh, it's not coming up because no one's set a lap yet. That's why it's not popping up. Thinking why can't I see anybody's names? It's because no one has set a time because it's such a long lap here. We are 2 minutes in, and we've now everyone's started their laps, as you can see at the bottom of your screens. Everybody is now slowly starting laps, but no one has set one because it's such a long lap here for a GT car. Longer than Spa? It's not longer than Spa, is it? Off the top of my head. How's long? Well, Spa's just a bit longer, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is. It's
Spa's
the
quite
longest
long.
track.
Yeah.
It's the longest track on the Formula One calendar, so surely it is longer than the Silverstone circuit. Talking about Formula One, we're seeing this beautiful Williams livery on the Ferrari car. It just looks amazing.
Yeah, it does work really well. We saw what there is a who was it now? Was it Brett, I believe, having the Red Bull? No, it's not. Somebody has a Red Bull. It was Brody, actually. Red Bull liveried on the Porsche. That's always an interesting mix. Does look actually quite nice. Combine the two. Brano's gone purple there, just getting beat. I'm not sure who's getting beat by because it's not telling me. I wonder if it's, I think it's I believe, race winner from round number 1 that's going quicker. Times are now going to start popping up. Goes to Joe. He's coming near the end of the lap now. First time going to be. No one. I don't think anyone's in front of him. What's Joe going to do to set the benchmark? 2:02. It's been immediately beaten.
That's not a great time. We've seen in practice 1:58, so that's a beatable time, I feel like.
Yeah, most of the times they're being in their 2 minutes. So there you go. There you go. 1:59.0, bit better, but cold tires maybe. Things not up to temperature.
I'm just seeing there, I don't know who it is, but someone is running a Ford livery on a Porsche, which I feel like it's very interesting to see. And obviously, iRacing has this thing where you can design your liveries, and sometimes I'm just going on trading paints to see what are people doing, and it's so interesting to see some of the liveries and the fact that you can express your creativity. It's just an amazing thing.
Yeah, it's an amazing part to have. Really helps people feel unique in iRacing. Does Luca go pole? Does.
1:58.7. That's a good time. That's something that we've seen in practice, and he set this on his first lap.
Good start. What's Benny doing? Comes to the last chicane now. Your sausage curbs there. Don't want to them too much. Definitely suspension breakers. Comes around the last corner now. Flat out. What does Benny do? Does when it pops up, is it? Or did he cut somewhere? Because he's not got a time there, and he's on lap 2, so Benny may have got an off-track somewhere. The game said no. Cut somewhere on his lap. Maybe he's gone too wide on the old turn 1 at Stowe or something. That's always quite an easy corner. I wonder how flat it is in these cars. Be quite a big lift, I'd say.
Yeah, very possible. Also, Chris, his time is on the timetable. P6 for him, for the Dutch driver. Francesco Biacioto up in 4th place. His name sounds very Italian. Strange to see that he's from Costa Rica. And he just stopped on track. Our driver is just setting 1 lap time, then going back to the pits to change the tires, and then coming back on the track. What do you think?
Is there how much? I don't feel like fuel. 1 lap of fuel is not going to make a massive difference on the time, is it? Wouldn't you fill it for at least 3-4 laps and keep going, or is it that much of a problem that you do 1 because it's such a long lap? Maybe you have to fill it for 2 for the out lap and then completely start again. Wonder how much time you gain by just having 1 lap of fuel in instead of a few. Is it that big of a difference?
Yeah, we'll see. We should be keeping an eye on Francesco Biacioto because he has set a lap time, then gone back to the pits. So by watching him, we will have an idea of how much a difference a lap of fuel makes. But again, with these GT3 cars, it's not that a big difference. Like with the Formula One cars, and we're obviously having a league with those that's running on Mondays. But with a Formula One car, 1 lap of fuel is a big difference. But with these cars, it's not that much, is it?
I don't think it would be too much of a difference. It's not as I don't think these cars are as weight dependent as a Formula One car, say, as such, or any single seater. So shouldn't be too big of a strategy. Or tyre wear. I don't think the tyres will be too bad after a lap here. I know maybe one change. They got to do 2 pit stops, I believe, with the 40% of fuel. So I wonder if anyone will change tyres during the race. Where does Chris go? Does he improve on his time? I believe he does. He stays P7 for now. Chris Bassett in the Mercedes. Only Mercedes here. No Mercedes were out last race, so good to have another mix of cars. Goes P8. Benny's now on a lap again. He went a bit wide there, but surely that would be fine. I don't think that's going to be a off track. Hopefully, it hasn't told me that he's gone off the track anywhere. So Benny now on his 3rd lap, not going quicker than his previous best, but his other laps have not counted as he's gone off the circuit somewhere.
Purple sector for Barrera Tato, but he doesn't look like he improved. No, he didn't. 2.11 seconds. I feel like he has done a mistake somewhere because the 4th sector has been very good, but then he lost a lot of time.
I can find something here. Apparently, he did go off the track, so here's his moment.
Oh, that was a little bit on the grass, and the car just gone around. Nothing he could do about it.
So how's he done here? This is in first 2 corners, going into turn 2. Look at the understeer there. Goes. Oh, he's just.
Yeah, hard to control all these cars because their weight is very big, and yeah, when you have a little bit of understeer, you go on the grass and these things happens. So Benny Fish has set a time eventually, 2.00. So he's up into P5 with the Ferrari. He is the lead Ferrari. Chris is only in 8th place right now. So we have Audi, Lamborghini, Porsche, and then Benny Fish with the Ferrari. Interesting to see the fact that a lot of drivers choose different cars and also this variety. And something very interesting that happens in games and you don't see in real life is drivers changing cars from track to track, from race to race, which is very, very fun to do as a driver.
Yes, the race winner from last time out has done that. Changed from a Porsche to a Lamborghini. No one seems to have followed him on that path. Currently sits P2. But how different... Is it different driving styles per se for each car? Do you have to drive completely different per car? Is the Lamborghini too different from how the Porsche would handle?
Yeah, I don't know. I think some of these drivers are just driving for fun, and they are trying different cars because we are obviously racing for charity and we are racing for a Christmas league. And yeah, I don't think that a lot of drivers are actually racing for the championship and for every race win. We are seeing Luca Wunsch, he's leading the race. He's leading right now the qualifying, and he is very fast on every league. I know he has won one of our Formula races. But, there are also drivers that are coming here just for fun. And, they are not taking this seriously. So they are just changing cars, enjoying their time. And we are seeing Joe Taberner here going into a drift. Uncontrolled drift. And he has gone straight to the pits after that. Jose Skulj is now in first place with the Porsche. 158.7.
Wow. Where did that time come?
Only 13 thousandths of a second between the first two drivers. Wow. For a track this long, that's a very small gap. We are watching now Brett Punkari, who has gone up in 10th place. I hope I haven't mispronounced his name. He's from Canada, so I think I probably have done that. But coming back to the top, Luca Wunsch, purple, 3rd sector. Let's see how will he continue his lap. He's now in the 4th sector. Can he make another purple sector? Green one. So let's see, how will he end this lap? He's now going to the last chicane, and he has just gone slow.
Oh,
What
he's
happened?
stopped. Bits.
Maybe he has done a mistake. Going
Interesting.
there out
Why
of
is he-
stall.
No, he's just decided against it and gone again. Just goes to the pit lane and go out for another one. What? He must not have thought he was going to make an improvement and decided to just abandon the lap completely.
Yeah, but he was so close to the finish line. I don't know why he took this decision. But yeah, maybe he knows that he is fast and he can improve it.
A mistake from... No, where's the mistake then? There it is, but where? What happened? Turn 3. Well, it's turn 4. He's caught the... Oh, he's just caught the grass. JJ's made a mistake, so we've got a few mistakes going on. He's gone around there in Maggots and Beckett's. That's not JJ, this is. There he goes. So he's gone turn 1, wide through there, wide on turn 2, lost it.
Oh, so close to the wall there. But again, it's very easy because you can go straight to the pits and you don't really lose much time. So this is a not such an important mistake. Benefit has gone up in P5.
Just a lot of time loss, isn't it, for having to go back to the pits, come back out, do another warm-up lap and out lap, and yeah, it's just a lot of time lost for making a mistake, really. No damage, but
Yeah, it actually is a lot of time loss, but you know, I know there are certain games that don't allow you to go straight to the pits, and when you are having a crash and you have to go around the lap with a damaged car, it's much worse than this. So I have heard the information that car number 10, Jose Skulls, will have to go for drive-through in the first lap for setting the fastest lap in the pit lane. What happened there?
oh, done it through the pit lane, is he? So that's where his laps come. His fastest laps from him going through the pit entry, which cuts out obviously the last 2 corners in at Silverstone. So they did say about that in the driver's briefing. So interesting. He's gonna he'd start on pole then and have to take a drive through, or can they delete the time? He has to.
No, he will have to go through the drive-through after the start in lap 1. And also I'm seeing now another steward note trying to set a fast lap time by going into the pit and therefore cutting the final corner out is not allowed. And this thing will be monitored during qualifying. So, oh, that's a mistake. That I feel like is a mistake for Jose Skulls. Because personally, if I would have been in this place, I would have rather started 6th, 7th, or something like that, rather than going for drive-through in the first lap.
Agreed, yeah, very agreed with that. I think Parkinson's gone off again. Let's have a look. Is it the same mistake? I feel like it's the same error.
Yeah,
You do after that then? Yeah, same error. He did before. Interesting.
Luca Wunsch set the fastest lap, so he wants to take the pole position fair and square, so no one will have anything to say about this afterwards. I'm curious if Jose Skulls will go back out. Will he be able to set a fast faster lap time on track, or did this time come from cutting the last 2 corners?
That is the question. He hasn't come back out since he's done it, so possibility. I'm not sure how much time it does cut out. It won't be a pole, but the front row anyway. At the moment.
Yeah, no one looks anyways like they're going to improve their times right now. Chris Bassett set a fast first sector, but then 3 yellow sectors. The yellow sector means that he hasn't even improved his own time. The green sector means that he has improved his best lap time or best sector. And if it's a purple sector, that means it's the fastest sector of all the drivers. But right now we're not seeing any of it.
One's really think this Joe. Stop, yep, stops. Pits, that's his quality done. Is anybody? Elias maybe?
2 slow sectors for him. He's now going through Cops and then Megas Baguettes. That's a green sector, but he's only down in P8. And he has a very, very Christmas delivery. I feel like he's the only driver with a Christmas livery.
P14, Andrew, will he improve? Needs 5 attempts to make a place?
Nope, stays in P14. Luke Avunsh is not going fast. Elias Stromer, he's the only driver right now that can improve his time and he's on a good lap. Let's see what Elias is going to do. Round the last corner. Haven't improved. Stays P8. Penny Fish might improve. 2 green sectors. Let's see, qualifying is now finished. 20 out of the 20 minutes have passed. And I feel like this is how the grid is going to stay.
Benny's coming in.
Yep, straight to pits it goes.
Doesn't improve. That's it.
Joe Taberner. Let's see, can Joe Taberner shake up the standings and go up some positions? Yellow sector. He's now going to the last 3 corners, now through Vale. And he will now round. Oh, he's just gone over the sausage curb. And he's wide, and that's his quality done. So, yeah, he was the last driver with a good start of the lap. I think we're having only 3 more cars now on track who are setting a time. Alessandro Izzo is one of them, but he has 4 yellow sectors, so he haven't improved on any on his sectors. Let's see now, he will round up the lap in last corner, and that's 159.9. That's 159.0, so he has won some places. Oh no, that's 2,000 slower than his best lap. Very close. Chris now, the last car to settle up. Only 3 corners to go, 4 yellow sectors. He haven't been extremely fast on this lap. Let's see, where will he finish? That's not an extraordinary lap. So this is it for qualifying. Luca Wunsch will start from pole position in today's race. Jose Sculj will start second, but we have to remember that he has a drive-through penalty that he will have to serve in the first lap. Alessandro Isoale will start third, him rounding up the qualifying podium. Did Chris started another lap? What happened?
It was just rounding out the time. Okay, I told to make sure I keep track of the steward notes. There's a lot to scroll through there. Okay, right.
Just got the information, nothing else to note during quali. So no more stewards investigations that will happen after the qualifying. So we are 4 minutes away from the start of the race. Wes, what are you expecting from this race, seeing how qualifying and also practice have panned out?
I think it's going to be actually quite a close race at the front for... It's for... Who is it that's pole there in the end? I've lost it. It's Luca that will start on pole, isn't it? So I think Luca versus the race winner from last time of Alessandro will be quite a close battle. That's what I'm thinking looking into this. It's... Alessandro ran away with it last time, but Luca wasn't here, and Luca's really gone and taken pole straight away. So I think that could be quite a close fight. Third was quite a close fight last time. The midfield was quite action-packed, so I think there'll be quite a lot of fighting in the mid-pack for around 5th and 6th places. So it should be good racing. I think it'll be a lot of good racing because a lot of places to overtake at Silverstone, and you can run quite close in these cars. So I think this should be quite a good, interesting hour's worth of GT3 racing.
Yeah, I know Luca from the Formula One series that we're having, and he's just a super fast driver, and he's very good. He gives me, if I can make the comparison, he gives me a lot of Lewis Hamilton vibes. Like when he's on top, he just goes for the win, and he doesn't do any mistake, and he just takes the win. So we're now seeing the qualifying results with Luca Wunsch, as we said, taking pole position. Jose Scuz in second place, Alessandro Isola in third place, Francesco Biacioto fourth place, Estebano Barrera Tato in fifth place. Benny Fidge will start sixth, Joe Taberner seventh, Elias Stromer in eighth place, Chris in ninth place, Jose Garcia in 10th place. Then we're having Brody Minor, Brett Puncari, Chris Bassett, Andrew Chorosteki, again, hopefully I haven't mispronounced his name, in 14th place, JJ Parkinson in 15th place, Leon Van Elwood in 16th, and Joe Pinder in 17th place. But Leon Van Elwood and Joe Pinder have not set a lap time. I don't know if they have left the server or if they just haven't gone out in qualifying.
I think they joined pretty late in the practice, so I do think that they have just not set a time in qualifying. I think they will be there when it comes to it. Do you think
That's
so?
a shame. That's a shame. Like, I'm just trying to put myself in their place, and it's very hard to start bottom of the grid, especially in a race with drivers that are so close one to each other, and also with these GT3 cars, which it's not very easy to overtake, but
The warm-up happening now.
yeah, I know that MotoGP has these warm-ups, and I have always wondered since I was a kid, how would F1 look like if they will have this kind of warm-up, and how it would influence the races, especially when it's a wet race. Drivers, going out for 20 minutes or something just to go racing.
I think them going out for a warm-up in a wet race would make a lot of sense. I think it would make for quite a few people surviving lap 1 more than they would. I think I'd prefer them to do a warm-up in wet racing rather than starting behind the safety car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they'd get more information out of doing a warm up. They're actually going the speed they would be rather than speed of say, GT3 or an Aston Martin.
Yeah, but the GT3 cars, you don't actually need that much warm up because we know that GT cars, not actually GT3 cars, but very close to them, they are raced in the Le Mans 24 hours, also at the Spa 24 hours. And there you really don't need a warm up. Like you are racing now on a sunny track, and after that it's raining. So, very interesting. We're now seeing the grid forming up for the race. We will be having a rolling start. So as we've mentioned, the grid, we are now seeing it on screen again. Luca Wunsch in pole position, Skurlic second, Isoale, Biacioto, Barratato, Benifige, the top six. Then we're having Joe Taberner, Elias Stromer, Chris, and then Jose Garcia, Brody Minor, P11, and Brett Poncari in P12. Then row number 7, Chris Bassett, P13, and Andrew Chorostecki in P14, JJ Parkinson, 15th place, and Joe Pinder, 16th place. Leon Van Elvoet will round up the grid in 17th place. Him and Joe Pinder have not set a lap time. So we're all set to go green. The safety car will control the pace for now. And the safety car will now go into the pits, and we are getting ready for the start. Luca Wunsch is with the green car in first place, so we should be keep an eye on him.
He's gone. Has he gone already?
Yes, I feel like he's just gone, didn't he? I think he started a little bit early.
I'm not sure what the rules would say on where he's allowed to go. Is he allowed to just go as soon as the safety car's in? Because he was gone immediately. There we go. Things need to update. There we go. Everyone's clean. Yeah, he went. He's got absolutely left the field behind.
I'm sure that the stewards will take a look on this. Oh,
no.
let's contact Benifige. That has been Benifige. And that was Alessandro Iso. Round? No, that's Jose Schools, who have been second after qualifying.
I think they're
and we have a safety car.
Safety car, yeah. Yeah, that's a safety car. Everyone's slowing straight down.
So Jose Schools, not only that he has a drive-through, now he has also lost a lot of positions. He's now down in P15. Oh, what a shame. Very sad to see him. Joe Pinder with the Ford, 16th place. I think this is the only Ford. Yes, it is the only Ford on the grid.
Should we have a replay of what happened then? Let's see. Already a car off there. I've just noticed.
Elias Stromer. Elias Stromer was around there. I don't know what happened to him, but let's see. Benifige, I think, has crashed into Luca, and then there was a car pileup. But I think another angle will be very good. Let's see. That's Elias Stromer going there round in the back, but Benifige has just tried to go down the inside. He tried to, yeah. He wanted to go down the inside, then he has seen that there is no time, and then he tried to brake, but Luca was already going left, and they just made contact. Sadly,
have a look on board then.
Yeah, he seen the gap, then he knew that he will not break in time, and yeah, the contact was inevitable. I'm sure that the stewards will take a look at this too, but yeah, what do you think? Because I feel like it's half-half. I feel like also it's a racing incident, but yeah, Benefich have took out Luca of the race, so
Yeah, it's lap one, isn't it? So I guess you go for it, but
I'm sorry, Jose, not Luca. I keep saying Luca, but it's actually Jose Scourge. My bad.
yeah, he put his nose up the inside there, a little late maybe, you must say. It's unfortunate that that's happened. Yeah, it's lap one, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. He's put it there. I don't know what the stewards would say as it's lap one. You get that, isn't it? The close pack racing. Obviously, you could argue that Joe's is out of position after obviously starting second, but having to have the drive through. But interesting. I wonder because also I noticed Joe's is pitted, but surely that won't count for his drive through under the safety car. My thinking. He may have done a drive through, but I'm pretty certain that will not count towards the actual drive through. Surely.
If I'm not wrong, a drive-through is a drive-through. Like you can set it even in the pit lane. But again, another incident for the stewards. Also, I have just read now from the stewards that the incident between car number 2 and car number 10 is under investigation. So the incident between Jose Scourge and Benefig is under investigation.
Yeah, that makes sense and doesn't wonder what they say there. I guess you have to investigate that. It has caused a safety car, so it gets rid of the great start that Luca had. Absolutely drive. They haven't said anything about that, so I guess that was completely legal then.
Yeah, he haven't waited for anything. He's seen the car. He has seen the safety car going to the pits. They have pressed the acceleration pedal. He has just left everyone behind.
Yeah, no one else was.
Yeah, I don't think the drivers were expecting it, because usually you go there past club, so you are rounding the last corner, and only then, as a driver, you are going for the start. But Luca Wunsch have just gone for the start before entering Vale. So yeah, that's an interesting strategy. Let's see if I think the safety car has gone in. I'm not really sure. No, the safety car is still on track.
Somebody's pitted. Brett's pitted.
Interesting strategy. Just 5 minutes in the race, and he has already gone into the pit. I don't know if that is damage or not.
Watch. See? I think that's just fuel, isn't it? Or is it damage? Maybe a quick... It could be. Do you see you had an incident there somewhere then, Brett? Where's he going to feed out is a good question, actually. Where's he feed out? Does he feed out at the back of the train, or...?
You haven't lost that much time.
No, he hasn't, has he? He's not even at the back of the train. Where's he come out? Just behind, just in between Chris... P12? I'm going to look to see if there was any incidents with Brett at any point to see if he did have any damage. He went off track, so maybe he was avoiding. Here we go, have a replay, see if he is involved in anything. Does he get any damage here? He went across the curb, so maybe not. Does he get any more taps somewhere, maybe? No, doesn't seem like it.
Well, if Benefig doesn't have any damage from that contact, I don't think that Brett has
Yeah.
have had any damage from.
We'll see
Going
what
over the
Elias did then, shall we? See why Elias spun. Is all on his own, spins on the curb?
I think he
Yeah.
got scared. He was on his own, but the door just shut in front of him, and I think he just lost it. He got scared. But we don't know.
I think
So
it's safety car in the pits this lap then. The way everyone's driving.
yep.
So the stewards have decided that car number 2 gets a 10-second post-race penalty.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah.
That's big.
So we have the whole race to try and get a 10-second gap to cars around him.
Yeah, it's hard, especially because he's right in the middle of the pack where all the incident happens, and it's hard to form a 10-second gap there to anyone. So his race from now on is going to be pretty hard. But let's see, we should be concentrating now on a start because we're very close from it. Wunsch leading the race, Isoale in second place, Barreratato in third place, and Biacioto in fourth place. The first 4 drivers who are forming the first 2 rows from the restart. I'm curious if Luca Wunsch will go again that early or he will try a different strategy. Because the drivers around him might expect it right now, you know.
Yeah, they can't get fooled twice.
Jose Sculj, I have seen him. He's going very slow there behind. I don't know if he's trying something different because it's going very slowly.
Safety car's in. But he's not gone yet.
So he's trying the different strategy.
Now he's
Let's see
gone.
if he has gone now. And that is Ale on the wrong foot, but he still kept the second place. Barrera Tato is very close to him, but no move as of now. Maybe in turn 3. No, he's far away. Let's hope for no more incidents so we can have a clean race from now on.
Oh,
That's
someone's
not
off. Joe.
Joe Taverner. Joe Taverner is down in 16th place, and we've seen him. He was off the track. What happened there?
Elias has now gone off as well, just behind, I think, as Elias spun round. Elias is off.
Oh, that's from bad to worse for Elias.
We will
Benny
have
Fidge.
a look at that incident. I'll just try and find it. Continue round C and make sure everyone can get a lap in at least without any sort of safety car.
Benny Fidge going now side by side with... No, that's Brett Concari going side by side with Chris Bassett. Chris Bassett looks like we'll keep round the outside at Cops. Will we see another incident at Cops? No, that's a beautiful move from Chris Bassett around the outside on Cops. That's how you do it. Because we've seen an incident at Cops on the Formula race of the Anti-Stall Racing League, where you can see it on the Instagram at Anti-Stall Racing. You know, we've had an incident at Cops that was looking a lot like the one in real life.
Yeah, it was perfectly like it, wasn't it? Here we go, move there. That is JJ Parkinson up the inside. Not done yet, though. Hasn't managed to make the move. Is he still... Goes to the inside again?
Oh. They're going side by side. And around the outside, can JJ Parkinson finish the move? Yes, he does.
Lovely.
Round the outside. Great move. But that put Jose Garcia out of shape because Benny Fidge is now very second. Is very close. JJ Parkinson lost the place. Jose Garcia got the place back. Benefij, 10th place. Chris Bassett is very close to him. Benefij should be very careful because he has a 10-second time penalty, and any incident will put him absolutely out of any contention for a good result. Joe Pinder tried there to go down inside, but there was no chance for him. Maybe through cops, he's thinking about it. He's trying to think about it. He's now down inside a cops. Then he just backs out. He's hiding inside, but he didn't want an incident, so he backed out. But let's see now through Maggots and cops, very close one to each other. Joe Pinder and Chris Bassett. Joe Pinder is putting the pressure up. He looks like he's faster. Where will he do the move? Benefij overtook JJ Parkinson. So JJ Parkinson, after he lost the place to Jose Garcia, has lost another one. And Chris Bassett might overtook him as well. But
Oh, that's close.
JJ Parkinson very close to crash with Benefij. But nothing happened there. Joe Pinder will now try down his side. Oh, that was contact. There was contact between Joe Pinder and Chris Bassett. They're still both in the race. That doesn't look like a lot of damage for any of them, so they both continue. Joe Pinder still in 12th place. Joe Pinder a little bit wide there. He loses a little bit of time. I think we should be watching there, because I'm seeing between 3rd and 4th place only 2 tenths. Francesco Biacioto is very close, but he will not try anything mad on his teammate because they are 3rd and 4th. Very good places for the team. Oh, there's someone around. That's Jose Garcia. Jose Garcia, if I'm not wrong, he was in 8th place. And now he's down in 15th place. I don't know what happened. He was on the grass.
We will find that one. We're going to quickly, now we've got maybe a second, jump back to the Joe incident, then we will find the incident that just took place just then. So, this is Joe on the restart.
Oh, he lost it on his own. Did he get it out of the wall? No, he didn't.
And
So
this,
that might be a damage. That might be damage.
this is now Joe's Garcia incident. He also lost it on his own as well.
Just gone a little bit on the curb. A little bit too fast, and he just lost it. We're now seeing a beautiful battle. Then there's someone around again. That's JJ Parkinson.
In the background, spun round.
Benefij a little bit of connection problems. He appears and disappears on the screen. But he might appear very close to Andreu Chorostecki. He's putting the pressure up. Benefij, we all know he has a 10-second time penalty, so he needs to make as many moves as he can early in the race. So then he will think about making up to the other drivers. So, Benefij.
Between car number 11 and car number 67 under investigation.
Crashing behind. This has just happened behind with Joe and Jose's crash.
That's Jose Garcia again. Oh, yep. I think Jose Garcia now is just angry because he has done a mistake. He was in a good place. He go around on his own and now he's angry. What happened there?
So something's just happened to Andrew. Andrew's just had an incident. He's just behind. So Andrew is Beamer.
Did he lost it on his own as well? Let's see. He was down inside there. Oh, they gone side by side and just the smallest contact. and he just set the car round.
The car said no. I think there's been a change for the lead as well.
Alessandro Isole, first place. Wow, how did we miss this? Luca Wunsch, I don't know what happened. He had a good gap to Alessandro, and now has his lost lead. So this might pan out as an interesting race. Luca Wunsch very close to the Italian driver now, going for turn 1 through Abbey and then Farm. It's very hard to do a move through here, but in turn 3... No, he doesn't do anything there. Joe Taberner pits. He's in a pillar right now, so I think he has picked up some damage from the contact with Jose Garcia. But Joe Taberner now through Wellington Straight and going to Brooklands. Nothing here either. I just think like he's keeping the pressure up, waiting for a mistake from the Italian driver, because we're only 18 minutes into this race. It's a long race, 1 hour and 5 minutes of racing, so yeah, you don't want to do any mistakes so early in the race. And we're seeing Luca Wunsch just keeping the pressure up, not doing any move.
You gonna go for it here? Surely not. Crikey.
No, he just wants to inform Alessandro that he's there, because the Italian driver will see him in the mirrors, will feel the pressure, and a mistake might appear, because it's very hard. It's close to impossible to go 40 minutes like this, seeing a car behind you, attacking you corner by corner, and you just keeping your cool and not making any mistake. It's very hard.
Crikey, very close. Bumper to bumper there. Does he sit behind him, or does he go for it? He looks to it, or is he just going to not brake early, maybe? Oh, he's going to go for it.
Up the curb. Will he keep it around the outside? Yes, he does. That's a beautiful move from Luca Wunsch.
Between number 667 and number 11, 5 seconds.
He now goes defensive down the inside. Anyways, I don't think that Alessandro was trying to stand down the inside in the first corner. But Luca Wunsch just keeps the lead for now. We're now going back with Joe Piner still behind Chris Bassett. He has been here for like 5 minutes.
We're going to quickly have a look at the JJ Parkinson incident that we didn't see as we were watching another replay. This is at the Cops, isn't it? Or oh, Cops. Oh, isn't it? Oh, sorry. Well, door-to-door contact there.
Oh, I'm sure that the stewards will have a look at that. So we are now seeing 5-second post-race, 5-second time penalty for car number 667. So that is, oh, and it's an arm mistake for Chris Bassett. I think that's for the incident.
Yeah, I agree with there. I think it is for the incident we just watched.
Between car 667 and 11. So, yep, that's between JJ Parkinson and Chris Bassett. Very close battle here as well for the third place and the last one on the podium between Barriera-Tato, Biacioto, and Chris. Chris is going very close. He wants to infiltrate between the two teammates, but it's very hard because Francesco Biacioto he is a very good driver at defending. Now we are rounding up lap 9 of racing. These drivers are going now on lap 10, 22 minutes in. And I'm just wondering, what are the drivers thinking? Are they thinking about just the end of the race and keeping it clean for now? Because we're still having 40 minutes of race, or they are just trying to do as many moves as they can now, because to the end of the race,
I
the
think
gaps will be big.
that they might be thinking about fuel. Limited to 40% fuel. I think they have to do about 2 pit stops in this race. So they might start having to think about the fuel. And when do you pit? How do you pit? Do you go for the undercut? I think Chris Passett's had an issue. He has.
I think that was an incident with Joe Pinder, because we were seeing them, they were going very close.
We'll have a look here. It's gone wide. Oh, the curbs just...
Oh, lost it on his own. I think he felt the pressure from Joe Pinder. As we've talked before, on the battle with Luca Wunsch and Alessandro Iso, it's very hard to go lap by lap by lap by lap battling, especially with these cars that are very understeery. You can go wide at any corner and you are losing a lot of time. And mistakes like this can appear.
Here's some close battling for P11. Or P10, sorry, I think it is actually. And something's happened to Alessandro. Oh, it hasn't. Oh, it has. What's happened to our P2 guy?
Lost it on his own, I think, yes.
Oh, on the brakes. Wow. Okay, so now down into P5, he's got to fight to try and catch back up to the leader. Bit of a gap now for him. This makes this battle for this battle now for second.
Yeah, one incident like this, like Alessandro had, it's very hard mentally, because it's like a snowball. You know, you have gone around when you are second, and then you just start to get angry, and then you do another mistake, and another one, and another one, and it's so hard to get out of it mentally. I know, I have been a driver, I have been a league driver, and yeah, that's why I'm not racing in league racing anymore, and this is why I'm commentating now. So we're now watching Chris in 4th place. He still cannot get past Francesco Biacioto. As I have said, he's such a good driver at defending. And also when you're having 2 cars ahead of you that are also teammates, it's not easy. But Joe Pinder might win another place up in P8, so he's up for a mission. He has started last. Now he's up in 8th place, so he overtook half of the drivers ahead of him, and that was a mistake. Francesco Biacioto, just as I was praising him for his great defending, looks like he has done a mistake.
Oh, it's gonna find it. No, it's not gonna find it. How annoying. Sadly, can't show you what he's done wrong.
Joe Pinder lost the place back. So Jose Sculj, he also recovered a lot. We know he was round just after the first corner because of the incident with Benny Fidge. Now he's back in 8th place. A lot of drivers going into the pit lane right now. Brody Maynard and also Elias Stromer going to the pit lane. Elias Stromer set the fastest lap while entering the pit lane. So that's our answer. You go faster when you enter the pit lane. Because I know we've had this discussion in qualifying when Jose Sculj got penalized. Brett Poncari now very close to Andrew Korosteki. The 2 Canadian drivers going very close one to each other. In a slipstream. He'll try to go around the outside. There's no space through there. So he just keeps it out for now.
Nice support for Brony Maynard on the Twitch chat. Nice, he's currently in the... Well, just coming out of the pits now in P12. surely Brett's not going to go for a move here, is he?
No, he was too far back to try and move there. But maybe Chumeg is back in cops. No. Also far.
Leaders in the pits.
Magas Baggett in Chapel, my mistake, not Cops. Cops is one corner before. So Luca Wunsch is in the pit lane. Barrera Tato is also in the pit lane. So as you've mentioned, Wes, we will be having at least 2 pit stops. But as I'm looking at drivers, you know, we are 28 minutes in the race and the drivers are doing their first pit stop. So if they're stretching it a little bit longer, are we going to see drivers going only for the 1 stop?
Yes, because we are at basically the halfway point, aren't we? So, yeah, I guess if you do an extra 2 laps now, I guess you could do a 1 stop. Interesting. 'Cause you
I
only
don't
have to
think-
pit for fuel, don't you? So
I think Jose Skulj will have to go to the pit lane because he has pitted like after only 2 or 3 laps.
yes, agreed.
But drivers like Chris or Alessandro Izzo, if they stay 2 or 3 more laps on track, they might go to the end. So very interesting to see. But we might also see at the end of the race some drivers running out of fuel and, you know, instantly DNFing, which is obviously not a good thing. Alessandro Izzo is now wanting to recover the ground lost after his mistake. So he's now chasing Dow Chris for first place, for the virtual first place, because on track, Luca Wunsch was leading the race before going to pits, and now Alessandro down inside through Stowe. They are going side by side.
Yeah, they're both gonna have to pit here, aren't they? There you go. Well, say you wouldn't want to go in the pit lane side by side, would you? That wouldn't.
That would be an interesting sight to see
Yeah.
them going side by side. We've seen that sometimes in Formula One, obviously not on this track, but also with these GT3s, you can do a lot of things with these cars because they're so fun to drive. Like we're seeing a lot of racing games, you know, getting these cars on it. I have drove them sometimes. I have also raced in a league with these cars. And yeah, they're always interesting to drive.
They are good racing in GTs. Very good racing. The cars are also so different, so they all have their own strengths and weaknesses. So that's always adds to the racing. Now, what's happening with the pit stops? There we go. That's
Alessandro Izzo.
That's just coming out of the pit lane, immediately going for the move.
So he recovered the places that he lost after his mistake, but the gap between him and Luca is now 6 seconds bigger. So it was about 6 seconds before the pit stops. Now it's 12 seconds. So Luca Wunsch have won 6 seconds with the undercut. Wow, that's huge.
It's absolutely huge. It's a massive advantage he's got there.
If he keeps it that way and keeps winning lap after lap after lap, he might do a free pit stop and still come back in first place, but it's hard to win another 10 seconds. Anyways, we're now watching Brady Maynard and Joe Taberner, 8th and 9th place.
Did Brett in P5, he pitted under the safety car, didn't he? Was he the guy who pitted?
I think that was Jose Skulj who pitted under safety car.
He pitted on lap 1 under the safety car. But during like lap 2 or 3, the one that came out mid-pack in like between Benny and...
Oh, yeah.
Was it Brett that did that?
Yep, it was him. I remember.
He's now pitting, so...
Yeah.
Is he going to the end? Because he's pitting now for the second time at 32 minutes in.
Well, he's surely going to the end, but I don't know if that's a good strategy because he will go out around P12, I think, if not even worse. So I don't know if that's the right strategy. But I also feel like a lot of drivers are going to the end now because if drivers like Alessandro will pit, they will pit around the 1 hour period. So that's going to be only 5 minutes to go.
That's lovely by Chris. If he can finish this move, he went round the outside in turn 3. He's now got the inside for turn 5. They're still side by side. It's going to be side by side all the way down the hangers straight here. Wellington straight, sorry, it's the Wellington one. The hanger's the other one. Chris has done that. That is complete. He's passed both the Porsches now.
So the two teammates that were at one point second and third are now fourth and fifth. The two Porsche teammates, Baratato and Biasiotto. The mistake that Biasiotto has done looks like very important for the course of the race. Because, as I mentioned, Biasiotto had a very good defending, and Chris haven't been able to pass Biasiotto for around 10 to 15 minutes. And he wasn't looking like going past him anywhere near. So, yeah, after Biasiotto mistake, that was free to go for both Chris and Alessandro Isoale.
Yeah, I agree fully there. Yeah, as soon as one Porsche was down, the other one almost like a sitting duck there. Because as soon as you said, stuck behind him for the majority of this race. Then as soon as one Ferrari got out, Porsche got out of the way, the Ferrari was easily past the second one. So the team tactics of using the two cars to fight off one worked perfectly. But as soon as it was a one-on-one fight, Chris takes the advantage. Now, Brett has come back out, and you said perfectly, in 12th place.
He is now on the freshest tires.
He should go round the outside.
Yep, just as I've said, freshest tires. You can do these moves. But I'm also wondering if the drivers are actually also changing the tires, or are they also, or they are only refilling the car.
I think, well, they're in the pit box everybody is in the pit box for 17 seconds. Joe was in it for 11, but I think that was for a different reason. But yeah, so yeah, 17.3 and is the average that people are in the pits for. So I don't know, is that enough to change tires? I don't feel like 17 seconds is enough to change tires in a GT3 car, is it?
No, I don't think so. But why did Joe had only an 11 seconds pit stop?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Maybe everyone changed tires, and Joe Tabor is the only one who didn't. Who knows?
Well, Joe was the one who pitted earlier as well, didn't he? He pitted earlier because of damage. So he's stopped because damage to get a quick fix, but he hasn't stopped again yet. So did he, with those 11 seconds, put a little bit of fuel in to try and go as far as the rest of the field will go? He's definitely going to have to pit again.
I don't think so. I don't know, it's interesting to see. What will Joe Taberner do? Joe Taberner, a very, very fast driver. He's now the driver who is leading the championship on the road course series that Anti-Star Racing is running. He haven't raced in the last two races and he's still leading the championship. So the gap is just super big. I'm looking now at Joe Pinder, who at one point was battling for P8, P7. Now he's back in P15. I don't know what happened to him, but I was just praising him that has overtook half of the grid and has recovered so much. Now he's back in P15. Maybe a mistake for the driver?
I think so. He just realised he was in the... Interesting. I'm going to go see if there is any incident, but I've noticed his pit lane. He was in the pit stall for 1 minute and 10 seconds.
So that might be some damage repairs. Because there's no other explanation that can be applied for the English driver. Yep,
Yeah,
sad to see.
He could have taken a tow, maybe. That could be the reason. But I'm not seeing him have an incident anywhere to take so, or I could be wrong here. There's him leaving the pits, but I'm not seeing an incident on my screen for him at all, so interesting.
Also, Gigi Parkinson was at one point battling for P5, P6, and he's now down in 14th place. Jose Garcia, we all remember, has done 2 mistakes. He spun around and then he has collided with one of the Porsches. Also down in 13th place.
Benny's made a mistake. It's telling me Benny's had a crash.
Ooh, just lost the back end, and that was it. He's round.
No place is lost though.
But a lot of time, and he needs to build a 10-second gap to the driver behind if he wants to keep his position. Francesco Biacioto is now close to his teammate, and we've seen that Barrera Tato wasn't so good on defending. He lost place after place when Alessandro was close to him. He just got overtook. When Chris was behind him, it was pretty easy for the Dash driver. Now Biacioto is behind his teammate. The Dash Joe Taverner losing 3 plays. What happened? He lost the backhand. He lost the backhand there to Stowe. And thankfully, he wasn't stuck there on the gravel and he managed to recover the car and continue the race. But he lost some time there and 3 places. Biasiotto now is putting pressure up on his teammate.
Do they switch?
I don't think so.
No.
What's the point? Anyways, the gap between Chris and Baratato is pretty big. It's 3 seconds. And Biasiotto doesn't look like he's that fast to recover the gap, so I don't think there's any point in switching. I think that's free bell.
You know, his best, I'm looking at the lap times, his best lap is 1 second quicker than his teammates, and also 1 second quicker than Chris's.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
So if they do let him go, looking at the lap times, he definitely can go quicker.
Let's see what we'll do. Are they going to switch? True hanger straight. Baratato doesn't look like backing out. No, he doesn't. As I've said, free race. Chris Bassett is in the pit lane for the last 3 laps. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, I think he's out.
Gigi Parkinson has also boxed now.
Yeah, he's in the pits. He's still in there now. He's been in there for 30 odd seconds. And he's getting a tire change. But JJ's changing his tires.
Okay, so it takes about 30 seconds to change tires. So that's our answer. No one changed tires.
44.4 it was he is in the box. Also, it's 30 seconds longer, than the rest.
Joe Taberner also boxed.
Yeah, he's in the pits now, yeah.
But Joe Taberner was on a different strategy. Because he boxed earlier, as we've talked before. Yep.
JJ has immediately crashed, by the way, coming out the pits. I'm interested to see if it's just cold tyres here. It is. It's fully just cold tyres, and round he went.
Yep, I remember back in my league racing career with these GT3 cars, it was very hard to control the car just when you are going out of the pits. With cold tires, it's so easy to do a mistake, and you need to be so careful because on the smallest tap on the troll, on the smallest hard tap, you are just drowned. Francesco Biacioto still is not able to find a gap there to overtake. It's very close, especially when it's against his teammate. It's hard to overtake because they're having the same car Probably they know
He's
each
going to
other.
go for it now, is he not? Surely he's got to go for that.
Yeah, no real defending from Biacioto.
Yeah,
Easy
not much of a
move.
fight there.
Yeah, but again, they are teammates. So obviously Biacioto will not try a crazy defending. I don't know if they are teammates in this competition. Probably, most probably, they know each other in real life. So maybe there's something even deeper going on than this racing.
Here's a pass that just happened for P7. Wide goes Brody and through goes Joss.
Yeah, Jose Scores, he was supposed to start second. Well, he started second, but he have been spun around just after the start by Benefij. Benefij is now in 6th place, and Jose Scores is just 10 seconds behind him. Benefij has a 10 seconds time penalty. We need to keep in mind that. Race, pretty silent race for the stewards. No more incidents. They've had, so from that perspective, it was a pretty calm race.
Yeah, calm after lap 1, after they brought the safety car out, and only a couple more incidents realistically since then. A lot of, I think, more spinning on people's own mistakes are happening rather than car contact.
Yeah, but also interesting to see we are not having a boring race.
No.
Like, we're having battles, we're having overtakes, but no incidents. So that's always beautiful to see. Joe Tabner is out of the race. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he just got angry. Because I was keeping an eye on him. He got into the pit lane.
Yeah, it was a long pit stop, wasn't it? But it says he's out, but I do think he's actually out on track. But he's... Oh no, sorry, that's Parkinson. No, yeah, you're right. He had a 2-minute stop, Joe, and he's not returned. So yeah, he is out of this one.
Sad to see. He was doing a good recovery race. But that's Brody Minor. No, that's Elias Stromer winning a place. He overtook Brody Maynard. So Brody Maynard lost 2 places in a span of 2 laps.
We're going to watch that back as well, because that's round the outside of Stowe. It's on the inside here, actually. It looked like it was round the outside, but inside, how close is the cutback then? Does Brody come back at him? Yeah, he does a bit, but not able to. It's a good move.
Yep, he tried there the switchback, but it's very hard, especially on a driver like Elias Stromer. It's always hard. So the gap between Benny Fidge and Jose Squilch, I'm keeping an eye on that because it's about 10 seconds and Benny Fidge has a 10-second penalty. These two are the drivers that have been in the incident at the start, so it's going to be very close to the end.
Yeah, did the steward give him the exact right penalty by putting the gap at dead on around 11 seconds by giving him a 10-second penalty? Nearly swaps them, not quite. Needs another second, but did the stewards make the exact right call? Can they tell the future?
Yeah, very good job by our stewards. If I'm not wrong, we have 3 stewards. We're having Ule, Gerard, and also Kevin. But if I'm not wrong, that's what I remember. Anyways, good to see. Obviously, we're having stewards at every race. Also, there are leagues like the league that is going to be tomorrow with the Formula 1 cars, where also the safety car is being driven by one of our ASR members. So, yep.
Where are they racing for the Formula 1 round? Tomorrow?
Yep, tomorrow from 7 p.m. we'll be having the 3rd race of the season. The first races have been extremely interesting. I have commentated the first one. Tomorrow the race is going to be at the Suzuka International Racing. So, yep, keep an eye on that. Well, now,
Elias there has just passed Jose at turn 1 there for P7, so Elias making some headway.
and I think that's pretty calm for Benefic now. 13 seconds between him and 7th place. We are now watching the movement. We're also seeing the elves on the car of Elias Stromer. Wow.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Yep, we are racing now on this Christmas league, but it's not as Christmassy as I thought it's going to be, you know. Only Elias is in this Christmas mode.
Yeah, only Elias with the elves.
Yeah, I was expecting something else. I was expecting everyone being festive. Obviously, Christmas have passed, but, you know.
Only a day ago. JJ Parkinson has had an incident. That's going to be the grass.
If I'm not wrong, this is the 3rd or 4th incident in the same manner. Going on the grass there and then just being around. Elias is in the pits. Also Brody Maynard. So drivers are going for the 2-stop. One quick flash and dash and then full throttle for 15 minutes. I think that's the strategy.
Yeah, that sounds about right, yeah.
Jose Garcia also in the pit lane. Chris Bassett is out of the race. So now, by looking at it, it's interesting to see because Alessandro Izzo pitted later than everyone. Luca Wunsch pitted at the same time with these guys that are now in the pit lane. So, and Luca Wunsch is in the pit lane. Luca Wunsch has boxed. Will Alessandro Izzo now go to the end?
I've just noticed Brody's changed his tyres. Elias stopped for 12 seconds. Elias stopped for 12 seconds. Brody changed his tyres and took 43 seconds. So will people change the tyres here?
I don't know if that's the good thing to do because we're having only 15 minutes to go to the end. Let's see, Luca Wunsch is again stopping earlier than everyone. And last time, the undercut made him win 6 seconds. So this might be amazing for him. Also, Barrera Tato is in the pit lane. If the undercut has such a big impact, Barrera Tato might come back in 2nd place, but we will see. Luca Wunsch is now 3rd. Chris is in 2nd place. Luca Wunsch shouldn't try anything crazy because one small mistake now in an incident with Chris might result in him losing this win, which looked like very easy for him.
Yeah, he just did a splash and dash. His was 11 seconds stop, so he's fueled to the end, and that's it. So people now, when they pit, they should be doing about 10 seconds for their fuel to the end. I don't think we'll be seeing, as you said, anyone change tyres. Only Brody seems to be going that way. Everybody else quite quick stops.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on Brody, and he's still losing time, so he hasn't won anything. Luca Wunsch.
Will he go for a move here? He doesn't need to. Chris has to pit. Will he just wait?
He should be very careful. He should be very careful. Oh, we try to go down his side. No, that was a move. And top 2 is now in the pit lane. So Alessandro Izzo and Chris, they're both in pit lane. No one will go to the end. Biacioto is also in the pit lane. So now, will Baratato come back ahead of these drivers? Let's see, Izzo is out. Baratato won a place, but only one, so he's still behind his teammate. Not even one there. So, yeah, not any change in the top 5.
Don't think
Well,
there's
there is
any-
no change. Benny Fidge.
Benny hasn't pitted yet, has he? He's not. Yep, Benny hasn't pitted yet, so he should be going in, you'd think, this time by.
Is he going to the end? I mean, we've asked this question about every driver, but yeah, I'm starting to think no one will go to the end. But he has a 10-second time penalty. With his penalty, he will be thrown out of the podium. He will be thrown out of the top 5. He will be... No, he will still be 5th with a penalty. Andrew Korostiki in the pit lane now. Let's see, Benefit is keeping close to Alessandro Izzo.
He's getting quite close here, isn't he? Does he pit? We go. Surely. There you go. Straight in the pits.
So, no different strategy. No one risking. I don't know now if it's actually risking or not, but yeah, personally, I would have tried to go to the end. But again, we don't know what are the drivers thinking. I have took a small pause because I was reading something from the stewards. The incident between car number 9 and car number 5 was under investigation. So the incident between Jose Garcia and Joe Taberner was under investigation. And car number 9 has took a 10-second time penalty. So Jose Garcia now has a 10-second time penalty that he will have to serve after the race. This means he's out of top 10 because Brody Maynard is in 10 seconds behind of him. Brody Maynard has changed tires when he boxed, but the strategy, yeah, it doesn't look like made that much of a difference. On one.
So this, I believe, is the incident.
Jose waited for him. He haven't won anything, so harsh. This is a harsh one. Jose Garcia, not only that he haven't won anything, but he also lost time and the position. There was someone that overtook Jose and was between him and Joe, so yeah, that's a pretty harsh penalty. But it's not my place to take these decisions. It's our stewards take. So Benefij is in 6th place. The other driver they got a penalty, but he has a 10-second gap to Jose Skulj. So the 10-second penalty will not make much of a difference. Luka Wunsch is leading the race with 20 seconds, so again the undercut has made him win 6 seconds. It's amazing how much of a difference it makes. But also I'm looking at the standings and how this race panned out. Luka Wunsch is the only driver who's actually racing with an Audi, and it makes me wonder if it was actually the car that was so good on Silverstone, the Audi R8. Was it Luka Wunsch, who is a very fast driver, or was this pairing? What do you think, Wes?
Well, this is, I think, the fourth time we've seen the Audi now. Obviously, this is round 2. The fourth driver to take an Audi. I did look at his I rating, though, his speed rating. He is a very fast driver, so I think it's a very good mix of both cars, of the fact that he's very, very quick and obviously the car. Maybe it just suits his driving or he likes it, but either or, no one else has decided. Everyone else has gone like Porsche or Ferrari, but he's gone Audi and clearly very fast in it and very consistent. So it's a mix of the car being good, I say, and maybe just driver preference here, because he's a very quick driver. It clearly likes the car, has a lovely livery on it too. So I'm going to go maybe more driver than car with this one, as no one else has chosen it. There has been, I think, a crash. Well, we'll jump to. I think there's been 2 separate crashes.
Jose Garcia again. Oh,
That's more of a drift, I'd say. Oh, till then.
looking at the incident,
AJ done. Oh look, they crashed at the exact same time. Look, you can just see in the background where Garcia was crashing. Interesting.
yeah, but it looks like these two are tire-related incidents. Like the tires are so worn that it's hard to keep it on track. But oh, there was Jose going round again, I think.
Oh, look. Yes, it was. Into the wall as well.
Jose's tires just look worn out. He looks like he cannot keep the car on track.
Place as well now to Andrew. About to get lapped or just been lapped. Luca.
Brody Maynard just snatches 10th place. But again, his strategy. Yeah, just as I've said, Jose Garcia beats, he's in pit lane. He needs to change tires. Those incidents look tire related, though. In the pit lane he goes.
Oh, he's just
What happened?
drove through. He's just
What is going on?
taking a drive through. But the time was a 10 second
Well, he can't.
race.
Well, he has a 10-second time penalty.
Yeah, not a drive through. So I'm. Well, question marks there. Joe Pinto's had a moment in the Ford GT. Gonna be on a curb. It is, yes. Wow.
That was a jump. All 4 wheels off the ground. That's going to be a beautiful wallpaper. I'm sure that someone will take a picture of it in game. It's going to be an interesting picture of the car. So Jose Garcia have not changed his tires. He's still on those old tires that he started the race with. We are now watching Francesco Biacioto in 4th place, the Costa Rican in the Porsche. Well, I think he's Costa Rican.
I'm looking at that flag. I think you're right. I can't think of what other flag that is, so... I normally know flags, but looking at that flag, I think you're right.
Yeah.
You are? Yeah?
It looks like the Costa Rican flag, but it misses the sign that this flag have.
The symbol. Little symbol.
Yeah. Well, we will know after the race. Anyways, I'm very curious. And I'm looking forward to the driver interviews because I'm really curious what will Luke have to say. Because he's done a very good race and he's been pretty dominant. Wow, we are only 2 minutes away to the end of the race. I don't know when did the last hour flown.
Has actually, you're very right. After there's a little bit of a slow start of the safety car, but after that, once the racing got going, it's gone by very quickly. It's good racing through the midfield, like I thought. Quite a good battle actually in the end, wasn't it? For third, we did have the fight for the lead until the mistake from Alessandro, but still got back to second. Screens was about to turn off. I've made sure that didn't happen. Obviously, round 3 is on Wednesday, the 29th, at Charlotte Roval, so a very different circuit to Silverstone here. So watch out for that one. Now we will have 2 different winners so far this season. Now, if it stays as it is. Benny has that 10-second, doesn't he? But he seems safe in P6, I'd say, with the gap he's got at the moment. Brody got quite a big gap back to Brett, so I don't think he's going to make any inroad there after he changed his tyres. He did that because no one else has.
So Luca Wunsch is now starting the last lap of the race. 1 hour and 5 minutes have passed, and this is it. The last lap for the German driver, and he will go to take this win. It looked pretty easy from the outside. I know that for him it wasn't as easy as it looks because he has drove this race without a single mistake. 30 laps done perfectly.
He's led nearly every single one, hasn't he? Or has he led every single one? Maybe apart from 1 lap, I think.
He haven't led 1 lap?
I think he's a part. Yeah. Alessandro led 1 lap.
Yeah, when he was in the pit lane.
Yes.
Like after he boxed, Alessandro overtook him. So Alessandro is won the first race, if I'm not wrong. Now we will be having a different winner in Luca Wunsch.
Alessandro won round 1 by 14.6 seconds. Well, Luca's about to win by about 21.6 seconds, so... Big lead. Big lead.
Yep, and he's now going around the final corners. He was in Stone, now he's going to Vale, and then Club. And he will be rounding out this race. He has led pretty much from start to finish. He has got a pole position. He has been dominant in this race. And he will now come through to win the race in Silverstone. What a good race done by Luca Wunsch, the German driver, winner here in Silverstone. Alessandro Isoale, second place. Chris will probably finish in third place. The gap between him and Francesco Biacioto is 2.3 seconds, so that's calm. Alessandro Isoale finishes now second. He just crossed the line. Chris Van den Ness, well, we've called him Chris the entire race, but he's Chris Van den Ness. On the podium, Francesco Biacioto in fourth place. Barreratato crosses line, 5th place. Benefige will finish 6th, and with the 10-second time penalty has, he will still be 6th. That will not make any difference because there are 13 seconds between him and Jose Sculj. Elias Stromer close to Jose, but finishes 8th. And we're only having 3 drivers yet to finish. That's Joe Pinder, Brett Puncari, and Brody Minard. Brett Puncari will finish 9th, ahead of his fellow Canadian, who finished 11th, Andrew Chorostecki. And Brody Minard, the last driver to finish in the Porsche, will just get top 10. So, pretty much, this was it for the race. We have now seen every driver crossing the line. Stick with us because we will have interviews post-race. I just need to get drivers in this. I don't know if we'll have interviews, but we are seeing.
We're seeing the wrong results. We're seeing the qualifying results. Here we go. There we go.
Luca Wunsch, as I've said, won the race. Alessandro Isoale second. Chris Van der Haas in 3rd place. Francesco Biacioto in 4th place. And his teammate Stefano Barreratato in 5th place. Benefige 6th, Jose Sculj 7th, Elias Stromer P8, Brett Puncari 9th, Brody Minard rounds up the top 10. Andrew Chorostecki in 11th place, Jose Garcia 12th, Joe Pinder in P13. JJ Parkinson also finished the race in 14th place. Joe Taberner, Chris Bassant, and Leon Van Elwood, none of them finished the race. We just need to know if we will be having interviews. Just need to get drivers in the call. Yep, Wes. What would you make of the race until we will get the drivers
Nice.
for the interviews?
It was fantastic. Great battling for P3 there between the two teammates and Chris. Good. It was a good race between Luca and Alessandro for the first part of the race. Before the slight mistake from Alessandro, sadly. Still a very good race. Hard race as well. Good tactics for the leaders. Good clean racing as well. None of them being involved in any incidents at the front, so no controversy there. Good clean racing. Hard, good battling as well. The top 5. So it was good for them. Good racing. Close as well. I think it'll be a very tough race next time because now obviously Lucas set down the butt challenge to see how they all respond. And the next track of the Charlotte Roval being a very, very different circuit to Silverstone. Very good racing at near the top end of the top 10 as well, I must say. Very good racing for all of them. All clean too. Especially the likes of Elias doing some good clean racing, and Brett as well, I'd say, having some good racing. A few mistakes for drivers like JJ, having a few spins on his own, sadly, and I think 1 or 2 for Joe that finished P13 in the end. But still, overall pretty good. Not much for the stewards to do. Obviously, the safety car at the start, but after that, everyone very well behaved and keeping the stewards not having a busy night here on Boxing Day. So obviously next race is on Wednesday at the Charlotte Roval.
Yep, don't forget, tomorrow we are also having a race with the Formula 1 cars at 7 p.m. We will be racing at Suzuka. So I don't know if we have any interviews. I think our team is on it right now. Okay, so we will not be having any interviews, sadly. Well, so this is it for our race here in Silverstone. This was the race. We will be seeing you tomorrow for the Formula 1 race, and then we will be having on Wednesday another race here at Charlotte. So until then, have a nice Boxing Day. See you all and take care.